Very easy, easy, easy. Relax here. There you go. Beautiful.
How'd that feel?
Felt great.
She's more shocked
So
over
no
there.
one has gotten that to move? Have they tried?
No one's
or
tried.
will try?
No one's been able to do it.
And my neck isn't hurting at all right now.
You did great, yeah. It's wonderful to hear.
There's not the pain that I had before. Right now I'm feeling a lot better.
It looks way flat.
My neck feels a lot better, everything.
Tilt left for me a little bit. Tilt left. We started off and you said you served, thank you for your service, and you said you were in a Jeep, you were in the Jeep and it rolled
Correct.
over how many times, and then go ahead and tell me the story.
Flipped 3 times, landed back on me, transmission bolt, fractured skull, broken dislocated shoulder, broke all the ribs, broken dislocated hip.
Okay.
So,
All right, well, and I was just mentioning that when you have an injury like that, your body expects it to happen again. And so it puts up walls and protection, and the areas adjacent will end up getting overworked. And that's what we'll go through and try to find some of that. But tell me how you're feeling right now. What brings you in? What's the chief complaint in terms of what you're feeling?
biggest problem right now is mid-back.
Okay.
I can't sit for more than about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Sitting, having dinner with the family, it just, it's unbearable.
One finger, where's the most pain?
It's right in this, from here to here.
The whole section?
Correct.
Okay, all right, let me see first. Yeah.
Just a sharp pain.
Not so far lateral, but more midline?
No, it's more on the right side.
More on the right side? Kind of midline, or more, would you say outside, or more
More right there.
more
right in that
towards
area.
the midline?
Correct.
Okay. All right, wow, you got a little, I can even feel a little bump right here. All right. And that's been going on, getting worse over years?
Definitely getting worse.
Started with the Jeep, did you feel it with the Jeep? Or when
I was okay for about a year or so, and then it's gradually got worse.
MRIs of that area? Any pictures? Have we got any x-rays or MRIs of it?
X-rays, yes.
And nothing?
There are
arthritis,
spurs there.
Spurs in there?
Correct.
Yeah.
And, the only thing that's helped over the years is epidural. Facet injections don't really help very much. Had 2 discs replaced here.
So
That was 2000.
just a clean out surgery, not the rod. They just went in there and scraped out stuff, or
They actually replaced the disc, put cadaver disc in.
they put a bracket or no bracket? Is there a bracket? In there?
Yeah, there is a
There's
plate.
bracket. Okay.
Yes, sir.
6 screws and a 4-inch.
Wow. All right. Been through a lot. Yeah, it's tough. Well, the lower neck typically has almost all of the surgery, and a lot of the reason for even why that happened, nobody really talks about. Before you had injuries, that was probably the loosest area. Then you get an injury, that area gets further injured. And so we're going to leave your lower neck alone. I ain't touching it. We're going to work on the upper neck, see if we can take some stress off the areas around that plate, but I'm leaving the lower neck alone. I'm glad you told me. But no back surgery in the back.
None.
Nothing in there, just shots. Okay, when was the last epidural you had?
That was back in December.
Okay. Numbness, tingling, where would you say, is there right now in your hands?
None.
Nothing but, is it numbness, is there numbness anywhere right now?
In the back, and if I sit for any length of time, in the leg
Okay,
and the shoulder. The scapula was broken, and
okay.
I had surgery a year ago. Actually, October?
October 10th.
And then the previous October, same shoulder.
So you get numbness up here,
Correct.
around around,
Correct, in that area, especially with movement there and through here.
got it, okay, got it. And that's been going on for same amount of time?
Correct.
And then the leg, how long, sorry, detailed questions. How long has that been going on?
It's been the full time. But it's gradually gotten worse.
Okay, so maybe it probably been explained to you what that is. So we have 2 things going on there. You have the local joints are upset. That's what that local pain is. That's why I was poking in here. That's just the knuckle, not an expensive fix. I can get that. Believe, I don't know how quickly, in a second I'll assess that, but these are less expensive injuries. When we're dealing with nerve pressure, which is what the leg and arm are, we're involving these wires that come out from the side. So bone spurs or disc is hitting this nerve, and that's what's causing numbness down your leg. Could be hitting your spinal cord also. I'd have to see an MRI. You know, the spinal cord has no feeling, and when a disc hits the spinal cord, it will damage the spinal cord in the sense that the function of that area. Does it ever come back, or is it always numb, or is it like retractable? Does it ever have feeling, or is it just?
I've been in OT for 2 years now, and when she loosens all the muscles up, I do get some relief, but it doesn't last for
But
long.
there's certain sections that always are just numb. They've just
Correct.
been numb, and they've
Correct.
been numb for that period of time.
Correct.
Okay. That usually is spinal cord. We would see that on an MRI because, we distinguish two parts. There's the nerve root where this comes off of the spinal cord. This has some healability, some replaceability. This nerve does have the capacity for regeneration. Your brain and spinal cord, so the spinal cord in here, if a disc is central or a bone spur is central and hitting the cord has no feeling, but the function starts to not work, and that's where it won't come back.
Sure.
Because we're getting pressure on the cord. So that's a more difficult injury. What we can do is we want to stop it from progressing. It will go, it'll cause atrophy. The muscles are not strong. Also, the nerve doesn't also go just to your organs or to your leg. It also goes to your organs. So your bowels, your organ, your digestive system is going to be affected by pressure on the spinal cord. So we want to do as best we can to try to clean that up a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. And then I know your digestive problems. That's not a coincidence.
Sure.
That's direct correlation with I have numbness in my leg.
If you want to share stuff too.
Go, please,
Just
yeah.
how you're the
Yeah.
only person who's ever said anything about injury affecting his bowels. He's had like 10 colonoscopies.
That is 100% connected with the leg. It's the same nerve. The nerve bifurcates, or it branches off about here. If we kept going in this model, right about here, it makes a divide. And so if you're hitting it here, both branches are affected. You're going to have the visceral, the organ dysfunction, and then the somatic, the muscle. The health of the leg comes from the nerve. When you were being made, we started off as nervous tissue, and then your leg forms off the nerves. The nerve is what upkeeps and maintains the health of your body. I know you're sitting. Pain, sit. I'll get you laying down. Any pain when you turn left?
No.
Pain when you turn right? Any difficulty?
Little in here.
Pain
Not
on
too
the
bad.
left when you turn right?
Correct.
And then look up for me. Any pain when you do that?
No.
All right. So we're dealing with your head is about, relax your head, look straight forward. You're fine, you're fine. We're about 2 inches forward, and we got this rounding forward of his upper back. These are compensations. So even with compensation and even with surgery, I still have symptoms, which tells me how large. I don't be, I'm not trying to overblow it, but my point is that you have a large injury that even in avoidance, it's still hitting the nerve. We're still hitting it. And so we got to be careful with posture change because there is a purposeful reason, and we have a plate in your lower neck, which again, that should be preventing that nerve from being hit. It's still getting hit. It tells you how big the monster is what I'm trying to say. The good news that I'd like to give you is that most of your spine is not injured, and that's the main reason I would get an image of you is to see a little bit how injured the injured areas are, but also show you that most of your spine isn't injured. And I know you might not even believe me, but I promise you there are uninjured parts of his back that account for why other areas are really injured. You have these other areas that are not so much injured, and that's what I hope to. If we can wake them up, we can have the potential to take stress off the ones that are hurting, make you be able to sit for a little bit longer, make you not be in pain so quickly. Bend both the knees. Let's see how we're here. Deep breath in for me. Let all the air out. All right, deep breath in. I got you, bud. Exhale. There we go. Deep breath in. I got you, bud. Exhale. All right, it's okay. About 2 or 3 or 4, maybe we'll move in there. We got work to 12-cylinder Lamborghini engine. I got about 3 or 4 pistons to move. I got 8 of them that just basically, stuck their tongue at me and said, we don't function. And so, oh boy. Well, and rightfully so. They got severely injured, and so they quit. And they've quit for 20 years. They found very quickly when a joint doesn't move that it becomes frozen. And so essentially you have frozen parts of your back that they themselves don't necessarily, let's say, are injured or hurt now, you understand, because they don't work. But they're allowing him to hurt where he's hurting because they're not working properly. Alleviate that. I got you. A little bit. That was nice. All right, just trying to. So, lower neck down here. Nobody should touch your lower neck. I hope that nobody's touching your lower neck.
Nobody wants to touch
Okay,
it.
good. Nobody touches that. That's off limits for everybody. The adjacent areas need help. You've heard the word atlas and axis, correct? Okay, those are the names of the top 2 vertebrae in your neck. They're designed to do about 60% of the work of your neck. So when you rotate your neck, they're the first vertebrae that show up. Your lower neck should be uninvolved. The nerves that go to your arm and shoulder blades should be uninvolved. So the more mobility we restore on the upper neck, the more stress we can take away from the lower neck. That's why we're loosening it. I got you. Real gentle. Very easy, easy, easy. Relax here. There you go. Beautiful.
Felt great.
She's more shocked
So
over
no
there.
one has gotten that to move? Have they
No,
tried?
no one's
or?
tried. No one's been able to do it.
There should be no resistance in the upper cervical. The first chiropractor's son, B.J. Palmer, spent the last 30 years of his life just talking about the atlas and axis and how influential they are on your whole body's health, because if they're not working, then every domino is affected down to your toes. And so, easy. I got you, chin up. Good. Now relax here. Relax. Good. Okay. All right. I'll go deeper in a second. You did great. Yeah. They're moving. He's got atlas. If you and I and Joseph had to get into a fight, and we all of a sudden, not together, but with another group, and if Superman all of a sudden decided to join us on our team, we'd feel pretty good, right? Because no matter what happens, we got Superman on our team, right? And we're going to win this fight. And then in the 11th hour, we're about to do the fight, and all of a sudden, Superman's like, I got to go, guys. Now we're in trouble, right? Well, I know, even though I got a black belt in Taekwondo, it's not really worth much. Anyway, my point is that we're going to get our butts kicked. My point. And so if you have Superman on your team, that's the Atlas and Axis. They're your heavyweight fighters. They're your main engine. And if you have your upper neck working, the accessory engine, the backup engine in the lower neck, won't be overstressed. All right. There we go. We really don't do ever any surgery up here. Almost all surgery, 99.9% of surgery happens at C5, 6, and 7, the lower neck. Structures called discs that you've already cadaver and all that stuff. And yeah, I've heard about the discs. Why isn't the C2 disc not getting injured? The medical and chiropractic world acts as if it's age and weight, wear and tear that causes disc injury. Well, then how old is the upper neck discs? They're all the same age. So don't tell me that it's age and weight that caused disc injury. It's alignment and mobility. Which vertebrae were bending the most, right? Which teeth were you chewing on the most? And the alignment that then creates that perpetual stress. So we get set up for problems because at a young age, from 5 to 20, we spend a lot of years sitting in school, not having good posture. Then we get out in the real world and then have injuries with the wrong posture, which then compound the problem. Anyway, so that's hard. Water under the bridge, just fix me now. Okay, I'm a preventative guy, right? I like to work preventatively. Obviously, I'm late to the party here, right? I'm coming in 20 years later, and you're like, there's stains right here. There sure is a big stain there. What are you going to do with it? Scrub. Okay, I'll start scrubbing. How many times you got to scrub that stain to get the stain out? I have no idea. I'm going to start scrubbing, and we're going to run the carpet cleaner, and we'll see what happens. I can't make any promises. I do know certain things. I know that if your upper neck is working, you're going to be happy. I know that if I can get your middle back moving, you're going to be happier.
Absolutely.
And let's, run the carpet cleaner and see what happens. Or just the thigh? Which part of the leg? Just the thigh and kind of
Correct,
hips?
just thigh. Hip and thigh. Sitting in church on Sunday, I usually put this leg up, and my wife told me to put the other one up, and after about 5 minutes, I did get some relief.
And the pain was mainly on the right side. How much is on the left? Is it only on the right, or would you say it's both sides?
A little on the left, but it's mainly on the right.
And it's the left leg?
Correct.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, left pelvis was fractured.
I'm trying to connect the dominoes here. Which one's causing which here? So we have... See, the disc has no feeling. You only can tell me about half of the spine. I need imaging to get the rest of the information. I need an MRI to fully give you a picture of what is causing everything. The symptom on your back is the knuckle. The symptom in your leg is the nerve on the left. So the nerve on the right does not go down your left leg, it goes down the right leg. So even though you have joint pain on the right, you're getting nerve pressure on the left, which indicates you probably have the disc bulge is hitting the left side of your spinal cord. Do you understand? That's causing numbness, and that's why you're getting left leg symptoms. Sometimes that can happen because if we injure the right side of my back and this hurts, your body will lean to the left, and now that's causing the disc to hit the nerve on the left as a result of this injury on the right. Does that make sense? Again, I have to see an MRI.
I definitely lean left.
I have to see the MRI, but that's... So the alleviation of the left numbness can only happen by fixing the joints on the right that you're needing to lean away from.
Are they in the lumbar or thoracic? Then we don't know until we go.
That symptom's about L1, L2. No, it sounds higher lumbar. It sounds higher lumbar. If it was lower lumbar, it would be your foot. So this sounds upper lumbar. I would say L1, L2. That's why it's the thigh, hip. Doing good. Never been accused of not talking enough.
Is that all swelling there on the back of his neck?
Oh, talk about the lower neck here?
Yeah.
Lower? Here or down here? This is, no, he's just a muscular man. The head being forward is causing the muscles to be overdeveloped. So you're seeing the overdeveloped muscles. It's like I hold a bowling ball out in front of me. My muscles work harder than if it's closer to my body. So because his position, his head's forward because of his lower neck injuries, these muscles have had to adapt to the increase. If your head weighs about 10 pounds, every inch your head goes forward, the muscles double their workload. So 10, 20, 40, 80, you understand? So the muscles their spec rating is a hold a 10-pound head. You got them holding an 40 to 80-pound head. The muscles are going to get bigger. These are the tendons dive into the bone up here. That's also what stiffens his upper neck. Because the muscles are so overdeveloped, because the posture's not right, that stiffens his upper neck and that propagates the problem. Real gentle here. We're just going to go this side. Yep, I got you. Real easy. Uh-huh. There you go. Relax here. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, be good. Like this is frozen here, but I would take a pretty good guess, right? He's got this shots here, damaged, right? Damaged, not damaged. Do you understand?
Yeah, I go to OT 3 times a week, and every time says everything's locked up, completely frozen, muscles
Say
are down.
fibromyalgia.
Fibro means connective tissue. Mya means muscle. Algia means pain. Okay? So fibromyalgia means connective tissue muscle pain. You have connective tissue muscle pain. Well, yes, you do. It's your spinal column's inflamed, and therefore all the nerves that are housed in that are irritated, and therefore you hurt everywhere, right? But the point is that you have an inflamed spinal column because you have injuries and imbalances and the wrong posture, and the locked up areas are the problem. Those I would say right here, right below. I'm right, the real tight there. This actually is pretty soft, and then your tightest part is right here.
Right, that's where
Feel that lump right there? When was
Is it supposed to bulge like that?
No, ma'am. No, that's avoidance. This elevation here, the rounding here. These are compensations. The holes, I didn't show you on the model, but the holes the nerves go through get larger when we round forward. So you can relieve nerve pressure temporarily by rounding forward. Then the disc starts to dehydrate, gets compressed, and then you have to round forward even more. So it becomes like a positive feedback loop that you have to keep going farther and farther forward. We want to stand you upright, but not by making the areas that are injured do it, but by unlocking the areas that are frozen, and then that'll relieve some of the constant muscular tension in your back. If I'm going too hard, too easy, let me know, okay? I'm going to try to...
No, you can go harder.
Okay, all right. I'm learning you today. I'm learning you. It's not something usually people offer up to me. Go harder. Okay, all right. It's going to soon be back off it.
Right, it's pretty intense.
Okay, I know. Yeah. Yeah, that's all knotted up here.
Right there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And what do you feel when you do that to him?
Area's frozen. It's frozen.
Just a hard muscle is what you feel?
The joints are frozen. So the muscles on top are tight, but the knuckle underneath doesn't bend. It's like I'm running my hand down a piano, and the piano keys don't move. Right? The key doesn't go up and down when I ask it to move up and down. The key is frozen, so I have to first fix the piano before I can tune the piano. The keys don't even move. And the knuckle's not bending. I'm asking the finger to bend, and that's all it's doing. Right? I'm not getting a full bending of the joint. The key is not, the vertebrae's not sliding forward like it should.
Right, yours pretty intense as well.
Okay, yeah, yeah. It's right above and below. Above and below. He was doing his shots here, but here's where it's upper thoracic cage gets frozen. This is right below where the lower neck is injured, right? The area right adjacent. That is solid granite.
Yeah, right in there is what.
Has anybody been poking on this? Has anybody been digging on this a little bit?
Yes.
A little bit? Okay, good. All right.
2 years now.
All right. All right. Well, then I'll get to work. Just make sure I'm not the first person to be digging in here. Wow.
Feels great.
I'm going to scare her half to death. She ain't getting on this table.
Does it really feel good, or is it like
It does
super?
not.
Okay.
No,
I'm
it's-
like, are you looking for? If it's too much, let them know.
No,
We
no,
can
not
take
at
it
all.
back.
We have to clean that out.
Just don't want to say things can get you censored on YouTube.
So have they done cupping on you before? Cupping? No, there's no soft tissue work. No.
I bought him a whole kit to do it.
We've done suction, and you've done it or not so much
I
yet.
don't know what I'm doing.
Okay,
I
all right.
just left hickeys really bad.
And you put them on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Same kind of category is the combing we're going to do in a second. You'll see some marks on his back. I believe there's going to be quite a bit right here. That's the soft tissue component that I'm trying to teach you about. There's the nerve is sitting in the interstitial, you understand, the tissue, and because the tissue is bruised, sore, painful, the nerve is irritated just by its proximity to what it's sitting in.
And there's always tight as well.
Yeah, these are the roots of your neck. The same end that your wife was mentioning, the upper neck, is the same head. This is the same muscle, just other end of the. Makes the roots up here in the upper neck, and they make attachments down here in the shoulders. It's the same muscles. This is because his head's forward. These muscles don't ever get a break.
That's really intense right there.
Yes, sir. All right there. Yep. Okay. All right, come on. Now come over here and watch. You want to do? Come on. You come over here and watch the magic. That was about 3 swipes. What? Give me a sec. You're gonna watch it come up real dark, real quick here.
What does that mean?
That's the lactic acid. This is pain. This is pain.
A lot of inflammation.
Inflammation.
stagnation.
This is what's hurting him. This is what's trapped in the congested areas. It's like sweeping your floors. It doesn't stop people from taking their shoes off the front door. If you keep tracking in more muddy shoes, it's just going to get dirty again. This is sweeping. I'm just showing you the floors are dirty. The reasons are deeper. You understand? There's other problems that are going on that are making this build up. And just cleaning this up will give him some relief. And it felt better for 3 days, Ed, and then it got worse again. You understand? It just gives temporary, if we don't stop walking around with muddy shoes that just keep tracking in more mud, that's where the posture work that we're going to talk about later, trying to get this in, getting him upright has to, and maybe there's only so far we can go. I don't know. I don't know how far upright I can get him. He'll tell me, he'll start yelling at me. I can't stand up anymore. Okay, let me stop right there. And then to some degree, he'll need constant cleaning in here. The body's supposed to be self-cleaning based on its mobility. Because it's frozen, the self-cleaning machinery doesn't work. So maybe we do have to put cupping on here or things to manually clean this. Injecting something to numb the nerve obviously doesn't get rid of the acidity. That's why it doesn't work, because we're not getting rid of one of the components that is irritating the nerves. I mean, right next to here it comes out. I mean, it's like a couple of swipes. It comes. I'm going pretty gently, right? I mean, I'm not even going that hard. Just gently swiping, and it comes up. I mean, almost like black.
We thought it was just abrasion, like bruising or
Right.
hickey, like.
As usually by visit 5 through 7, I can't make a mark on a patient even if I wanted to. Nothing
That's
happens.
what Joe said.
Yeah, I mean, after the first passes with the vacuum cleaner get the most trash out. Once the carpet's clean, you don't get anything up anymore. Then the goal is, how do I now keep it clean? Now that you've gotten it not so inflamed and bruised, let's not go back to that place again. And anyway, I mean, right where you said that's the spot. I mean, like right here, less so, and then right where you're pointing it. It comes up real quickly. How quickly the mark comes up also signifies how much is there. If it takes a lot of scraping to get a little mark, there's not as much internally. But if you do very mild combing and all of a sudden it comes up real strong, it's a lot of buildup. The deeper things are the discs. The discs bring up a conundrum because they don't heal. And so, the joints, I can get, this should change dramatically. The pain on his back, the leg is going to be tough. That symptom down the leg of numbness is a tougher symptom. That takes, year, 6 months, I don't know, it's a lot longer. This we should see within a handful of visits. It was a 10, now it's a 4. You're saying it's going to change as we just clean out the tissue that the nerve is sitting in. We don't make new discs, so the material is not regenerable. It can be rehydrated, so it's made of water and it has a capacity for rehydration. As we age, it typically becomes hardened, becomes dried out, and so we can slow that process of it hardening and becoming dried out or desiccated, but the tissue itself, the disc, is not regenerable. Some tissue replaces, muscles replace, ligaments replace, skin replaces. We call that healing, but it's really replacement.
And my neck isn't hurting at all right now.
You did great, yeah. It's wonderful to hear. That's a lot of nerve irritants just sitting in there. I want salt all of.
He installed a huge tub
I
with
kn-
jets for us. and
Good.
we get in it.
I need him in salt water as much as you can possibly do today.
Sounds like a beach trip.
Correct. I want him drinking water, peeing, and sitting in salt. That will suck this all out of here. It either has 2 ways out of your body. It's got to be sweat. You can sweat it out, essentially through osmosis, through your skin, or you can go into your bloodstream and you pee it out. Those are the 2 ways that it leaves your body. Easiest way is your skin. It's right there. You just draw it right out. Becomes less noticeable.
So if we come to you like every day, that hump would go down?
This can only go down through stretching, ultimately. We have to teach him to stretch. Adjustments won't change it. I'll get it moving. I can get it looser by adjusting him every day in here.
So it won't get worse.
But I got to teach him how to stretch, which I'm hesitant. I'll be usually a couple visits before I start teaching him to stretch, because we might give a preview today. I'll show you what I like. Temporarily, he'll be more upright, correct, but minimally, until he's able to start stretching. There's a tight ligament on the front called the anterior longitudinal ligament. It runs from the front part of your foramen magnum down to your pubic bone. And this ligament is stretched when we arch back. It is tight when we sit all the time. Does that make sense? And so if we're bent forward, that ligament is never stretched. So even if I push on the back and crack the joints, that tight ligament just pulls you right back forward, right? So the journey is to make the spine not so sore so that these joints are compressible, so we actually can go deep enough to actually stretch that ligament that's never been stretched, because nobody before me probably has ever asked you to arch back.
No.
Right? We've never done it. And that has to be done. But we need to do that with the understanding that your body went forward to get away from a monster, and that when we button back, we're going to start confronting that monster, and you're hurting me, Dr. Ed. I'm sorry. Slowly, incrementally. We can't just, it's like putting you on Mount Everest. He'll just pass out. We have to acclimate to to altitude, right where the touchy spots here are all right there.
There's another tender spot.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
At the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like your lower neck had surgery, this is where that would occur one day. And the only way we can give relief to this area is by getting this working.
Gotcha.
Ultimately, it's very limited because it really isn't doing anything wrong. It's just doing everything. So there's no amount of therapy that just makes it work harder that's going to help it. It's already moving. That's what the little, like this right here is a lipoma. There's little, nodules and bumps from the damage that this area's had to endure.
We call them the crunchies. He's got
Crunchies, yeah.
everywhere.
This knot here is where is the problem, and getting you to utilize your right side is a large part of your treatment. Not needing to lean away from it, and that'll give relief to the left side. Just even if I get it 10%, 20% more functional over here. He's got plenty of reasons to want to punch me right now. Right here. Plenty of- Right there.
Feels easy.
I'll get you later with this.
You hurt them and then they pay you for
I
a
know.
smile.
I know. It is right there. It's a huge bruise coming out right over the knot. That's what's stuck that I'm feeling. It's- Good. Keep breathing a little bit. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, the peak of your misalignment is right here. That's where the most bang for your buck is holding. We're going to try to emulate exactly what I'm doing right now on your back with a piece of foam. It emulates this, and we're going to put it right here. I mean, you can see the drop off. You see me drop off. Watch. It's like, watch. I'm just going to. There's a knot. There's a hill right here. Okay, all right. Now, when I push in here, does it reproduce what you usually feel when you're sitting? If I push here, what does that feel like? Doesn't
Not really.
feels good or doesn't hurt?
No, it's a good hurt.
Okay, all right. Anything. The point is that anything that we do, anybody, any care, if something's doing is reproducing the pain you're experiencing, you gotta let people know.
Okay.
If I'm pushing on your back and the same pain that you're experiencing when you're sitting there that's making you tilt, if that starts happening, you gotta let us know.
Okay.
Because
Why is that?
we're aggravating it. Then you're aggravating
Okay.
something. You're aggravating the injured area. Now, if it's a different type of like, I expect him to be hurting up here, but it's not the area that hurts him when he's out of my office. Do you understand?
Okay.
These are areas that are frozen that are the cause of the injured area. But if something a practitioner is doing is aggravating the area that normally hurts, it's not good. Something you let us know that we're doing that. That's why I'm curious. It should feel good. This should feel good to close the joint. I expect it to feel good, but it shouldn't hurt. But I'm saying if it does hurt, then I got to rethink something. I need to know that. The joint wants to be closed. The joint's healthy and more stable closed. Part of why it hurts when he's sitting is you're opening the joint. The ligaments are injured, the joints are injured. And when you open a joint, it's less stable. So it makes sense to me that it's why he's injured. He's hurting while he can't sit very long on open joint. Now, as we change his posture, when he's sitting, the joint won't be so far open, and then he'll be able to sit for longer without pain.
Now it feels good back there. Where I'm feeling it is in the gut.
in the gut.
Yes.
Describe for me.
Like a shooting pain in the gut. So the back feels better,
Uh-huh.
right down through here. I'm feeling it, I said more like electrical shock.
Into your, like around your belly button, around your,
Right in.
Wow.
Right through here.
wow.
Disc.
That is most likely that there's nerve pressure. The L1, that's what, there's the nerve that radiates. This is the nerve. Essentially, it's upper back sciatica. It's L1 sciatica. You understand? The nerve here radiates to the front part of his abdomen, the upper part of his thigh, or even the thoracic nerves. It's the thoracic nerves above that are causing that. I need an MRI. When was the last MRI? No.
You had, didn't you, 5 years ago?
I don't remember.
Lumbar MRI?
It's
You
been a
had
while.
5, it was right before your neck surgery, you had a back MRI.
That lower back MRI? Yeah.
No, it was an upper back.
Yeah, it was thoracic.
So when's the last time I'm talking about lower back? Anybody taking a picture of this lower? Nobody?
Because it's never bothered.
Lord have mercy. We really should have a lumbar MRI. With the lumbar MRI, usually you can see about T11, T12. So his first lumbar's right here. 5, 4, 3, 2. There's his T12. Right around where the injections are all occurring. This is lumbar. It would just help explain things, help you understand what's going on. You have to have I need to see where the discs are, where they're positioned. If it's just joint, the nerve root can be injured by the joint, which is a faster fix if that is the cause of that radiating. It could be just the knuckle. If it's the disc, it just takes longer. I don't know the answer without the picture to show me how significant of a disc injury do I have in here. I'll show you your back here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks like I had a good time.
Yeah. Let's clean that up.
It looks flatter. Is that just placebo effect to me?
No.
He's probably more upright.
Well, the table holds him upright.
It's not, there's not the pain that I had before. Right now I'm feeling a lot better.
It looks way flat.
My neck feels a lot better, everything.
And you'll be able to help him get rid of that hump in his neck?
We have to arch him back.
Okay.
We have to teach. It's you're asking me, I want him to be able to walk around on top of Mount Everest. We have to acclimate. I can't put him up there, he'll just pass out. I'll show you what I want, but he's gonna punch you, he can punch me. It'd be too painful. So we have to go to 5,000 feet. He wants to be here. I can't take him to
Feel
here.
it for a while.
I have to take him here first and hold him, and then we're gonna go here. And we're gonna incrementally, with the MRI, I'd like to see how much tread, which will give me answers to how quickly I can do it. If the discs if they're all ruptured out, it's like, oh geez, I'm gonna rock between, I'm stuck in a thin hallway trying to move a dresser down. I don't have much room to move. I have to put him here for a month and then get him acclimated here before I can go to the next level. If he's 3 inches forward, I'll have him 1.5 inches in usually a year. You understand? And then to get from 1.5 inches to 1 inch takes another year. And then so we'll be from 3 to 1 in 2 years. And then from 1 to 0 takes 5, it takes harder and harder. Or I don't know the answer because we have surgery. I don't know where the baseline is going to be. But it's going to be way better just going from 3 to 1.5 is going to change his life. Not being so far forward. Go ahead and tilt left for me a little bit. Tilt left. All right, go ahead and tilt left for me. Tilt your head left. Uh-huh. All right, go ahead and tilt. Uh-huh. Yeah. Go ahead and tilt. Nothing there, okay. All right.
And what does that do?
The drain lines of the sinuses face go down above the ear, down the neck. So in addition, when the neck gets tight, you can have nasal drip, ear issues, congestion. I find that area, you can do acupuncture on the face, or you can work on this area, but it helps to release some of the blockages that drain the face. Come on. All right, just put his arm to the side. Just put him aside, just right to the side. I don't want if the hands go numb, I want you back on the belly. Okay? All right. All right. And we just got to see how he reacts. All right, let's
I
try.
feel like everything in the shoulder's tight right now.
Shoulders tight, all right, but then like I said, it's good. I want to stretch the shoulders back. That's what's going to help your shoulders. But if it's too much, you bring the arms down a little bit more. You understand? Don't have them so far up. Bring them down. The books are here to allow you to do more time. Time is required to change posture. Just doing this and holding it for 2 minutes has zero chance of changing anything. It's more of a massage. We have to sit here and it's really boring. It's just holding, and around 15 minutes, all of a sudden the ligament will give, and all of a sudden he sinks in a little bit more. Okay. You're doing great though. Yeah, amazing. I'm impressed. Hey, I got you on a roller. You're gonna need books. These are about, I don't know, 6-8 inches. You get a roller, we get the books, and put a movie on, and here to plenty of work. I would even go maybe even just staying up here.
And every day, how many times, how many minutes?
The first checkpoint that I would consider an achievement to get underneath his belt would be to do this for 20 times for 20 minutes. Now, I don't know it might be only 10 minutes or 5 minutes first, but we got to get him off because it's too much pain. Too much pain.
How are you right
It's
now?
pretty intense right now.
Okay.
Roll this way. Just roll. I know it's tough. It's gonna be painful. All right, take a break there. Take a break. Take a break.
I thought it would be easier with the books, because I make him roll every morning for
This does make it easier, but it's still there's a lot of buildup in there, and I need him holding a position versus constantly moving. Like an army, you're advancing the army, and then you withdraw, and then it's gonna be a give and take as we move. Got to give that joint a break, and then go back in and try to close the joint. Our goal might be this. You're saying you're here, and our goal might be just here. You're saying I don't know how deep I'll be able to get you. I know it's deeper than where you are, 100%. So, and you're gonna attack, and you run away. You understand? And then you come down and attack. Right, and all of this, eventually your knees go side to side and you work, but you start working, loosening up those vertebrae, sometimes a little wiggle each way. And then you get off and just let it, come out like that, but start practicing. It will get easier the more you're adjusted, the easier this will get. Go ahead and just turn your head left and right again. I'm just curious with that, when you were turning earlier, it was hurting to turn to the right. I think
It doesn't hurt, it just it feels like it's tighter on this side.
Tighter?
But
Good.
there's no pain.
Awesome.
Did great.
Good job, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
All right.